Hello and welcome to tonight's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where sometimes you just have to take your hat off and admire the sheer wit of these Sudoku constructors. This puzzle is by Scojo and it's called Rapuzzle, which is obviously a pun on Rapunzel, who famously sort of let down her hair was it to allow a knight to climb up and rescue her? Anyway, Rapunzel. Look, Rapunzel's in the tower with the great long mane of yellow hair flowing downwards, and I just think this is it's just witty to me. It really is. I've got no idea how difficult this puzzle is. I'm afraid I don't know. I forgot to check if indeed I had a way of checking. But this has been recommended to us a couple of times, and the moment I saw the grid, I was like, I just have to do this on the channel. It's just too perfect for words. And we've got the curly lines in the grid again, which makes the graphical effect all the better. Now, I don't have much news for you today. Let me think. Have I got anything to tell you? No. An appeal. If you do enjoy our content, please do consider subscribing. It is, of course, completely free to subscribe to a YouTube channel. And the statistics tell us that by far the majority of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribed. Which doesn't give the YouTube algorithm the chance to understand how potentially popular these puzzles might be. So if you do enjoy, please do hit the subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a kind comment on the video too. We do read all the comments and we enjoy them tremendously. So yeah, adds to the community spirit. Apart from that, what else? Oh, well, over on Patreon, if you really like our stuff, we do have lots of extra content over on Patreon. There's lots of mammoth solves, there's Mark's connection videos, extra crossword content, and every month there is also a brand new Sudoku hunt competition, so do check that out. There's a lot of fun to be had, and it's only a couple of bucks a month to join us there. But with that said and done, let's have a look at Rapuzzle by Scojo. The rules are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply, so we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Cells separated by a knight's move, a single knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. So let's give that a colour. Now, whatever digit is in the purple square, imagine it was a chess knight. It could bounce around the grid to all of those cells. Therefore, none of those dark green cells there could contain the digit that's in the centre of the puzzle, because each of these is obviously a single knight's move away from the middle of the puzzle, and therefore, by the rules, should not contain the same digit. Tower Fortress. Cells that are part of the grey tower must be greater than all orthogonally adjacent non-tower cells. Note, any cell that the tower even partially covers is considered a fortress cell. Okay, so let's look at that cell. That's clearly covered partly by the tower. So the way I think this rule works, I haven't done a fortress puzzle for ages, is that you look at the orthogonal neighbours, which would be those two, not the ones that aren't part of the fortress, and those two digits must be less than whatever we put in the green cell. So the green, the fortress is like the big strong digits dominating their surroundings, if you like. So let's have a look at the tip of the tower. So whatever that is has to be greater than those two cells. I think that's how it works. Now, Rapunzel's hair. How could there possibly be a rule called Rapunzel's hair? And yet there is. Every group of 3 cells along Rapunzel's hair must contain one low digit, a 1, 2, or a 3, one medium digit, a 4, 5, or a 6, and one high digit, a 7, 8, or a 9. Note, for the avoidance of doubt, Rapunzel's hair begins in row 4, column 2. Oh, well, I would have assumed that. I can see that it definitely does seem like Rapunzel's hair does begin there. Okay, so that's just saying that's part of the sort of, these are entropic rules, aren't they? So whatever that digit is, let's just imagine that's a 1, 2, or a 3. and let's imagine that's a 7, 8 or a 9, and that's a 4, 5 or 6. Every set of 3 along Rapunzel's hair has to contain 1 medium, 1 low, 1 high, and it would. And now if we look at this square here, in that group of 3, which is the next group of 3, there is no low set, so that would have to be a 1, 2 or a 3. So you get this sort of every 3 cells effect along Rapunzel's hair in this instance, but they're sometimes called entropic lines. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to Rapuzzle. Let's get cracking. We get a given digit as well, a 2 in the grid. Now, I presume... I was going to say, I presume it's about the fortress, but let me just revisit the rules on the fortress. So those, I want to say those cells there aren't really affected by the fortress rule, are they? They don't have any neighbours that are not fortress cells, because any cell that is remotely touched by the tower is considered a fortress cell and must be greater than its neighbours that are not fortress cells. But those don't have any neighbours that are not fortress cells. Those don't either. That one doesn't. So the only cells we're really interested in, where there's a constraint applying, is those cells. That's really beautiful, the way that blue shows up. And what's... Okay, I've not done Fortress for such a long time. I need to actually get my head into the game here. So Fortress cells limit... Yeah, oh, I see. Right. Okay, where's 1 in column 3 is the obvious question. Sorry. The reason that's an obvious question is that you can never put 1 in any cell that is supposed to be greater than orthogonal neighbours. And you can see all of those blue cells there, they do have a neighbour in column 4. So if we were to write 1 in here, what on earth would we put in this square? It would have to be a 0, and there are no zeros. So that's a 1. Okay, that's sorry, and that's probably you've all got that instantly. I didn't get it. So that puts absolutely no pressure, look, on those 2 digits. That digit is at least a 3 in the corner, because it can't be a 1 or a 2. So these 2 digits are at least 4. No, I absolutely refuse to pencil mark that. Well, I must be able to do more than this. Maybe it's Rapunzel's hair. Let's have a quick look at Rapunzel's hair. So let's make that purple, that green, and that blue. Right, what does that mean? So this one is purple, this one is green, this one is blue. Doesn't look immediately, and then we carry on in that vein. So every 3 cells we should have a purple. Every 3 cells after that we should have a green, and those 2 are both blue. Now, so we've got 1 of each there. 1 of each entropy is what I mean. Sorry. Hang on. I'm sure there's stuff we can do. I just... Oh, that's very clear. Oh, sorry. It's totally obvious. No, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Right. That's... Oh, this is very clever, Scojo. It really... It's such a simple idea, but it works perfectly. Look. Okay, so by the fortress rule, we're being told here that green has greater value than blue. So the entropy set that blue represents is less than the entropy set that green represents. So imagine, I mean, blue clearly can't be 7, 8, 9, for example, because that would imply this was something like 10, 11, 12. That won't work. But also, purple is just bigger than green. So the ordering of the entropy is that purple is the biggest. So purple, because it's bigger than green, and green is bigger than blue. So green is 4, 5, 6. Blue is 1, 2, 3. And that's not a 1. Okay, look at that. That's got to be blue. and it's got to be 1 or 2, because it's this blue one here is bigger than this one. And in fact, those are a set of different digits, because we haven't used it yet, but the Knight's move, these 3 cells here, none of them can be duplicated because of the Knight's move constraint. So think about this one. Obviously, these 2 have to be different. They're in the same Sudoku box or the same column. Can that one be either of these? No, because of the Knight's move constraint. So this is a set of the digits 1, 2, and 3. And 1 is definitely in one of those cells. So 1 in box 2 is in one of those 3. Can't be here because of the Knight's move. Now, okay, I have got something here actually. I think if you, alright, I mean this is really beautiful setting. This is one of my favourite puzzles for ages actually, and I love puzzles. You know, every day I get to do a puzzle and I love almost all of them, but I really like the concept behind this one. It's such a simple idea, but it's executed with real panache. It's sort of Cyrano de Bergerac-esque. I'm going to come back and look at this column, because there is a massive effect, isn't there? Yeah, right. What I want to do is to think about those cells there. Let's make them orange for a moment, because there's something pretty profound going on. And let's think about how that might work. In this column, in column 3 somewhere, there is the digit 2. Now, let's think about that. Let's imagine that was the digit 2. What would this digit be? Well, that's going to be the digit 1, isn't it? Because that's how fortress rules work. The 2 must be greater than the 1 it's next to, the cell it's next to, which therefore must be a 1. Well, now let's move on and iterate. Where is the 3 in this column? We don't know. But what's it going to be to the right of the 3? Well, it can't be the 1, because the 2 has hypothecated the 1, hasn't it? Or the 1 has been hypothecated to the 2. So the 3 is going to have a 2 to its right. And of course this iterates. So the 4 is going to have a 3 to its right. So there's always a gap of 1 between the orthogonal dominoes horizontally across row 3 and row 4. And that presumably is going to allow me to fill at least some of these in, especially this one. That's going to have to be 7 and 6, isn't it? That's the only way that we can make those effectively consecutive. This is going to have to be 4 to 3. And that by Knight's move makes that 2 and that 1. Okay, look, we should blue those. And that's no longer 7, look. That's no longer 7. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. There's a corollary of that is, where's the 9 in column 4? I mean, that's actually been available forever. I just didn't see it. But I could have put it there, couldn't I? And can that possibly be a 9 now? No, that's 8. That's got to be 9 because it must be 1 more. Therefore, this square is not 8. Oh, I absolutely love this. Where? Oh, no, nearly. No. I am going to ask that question. Where's 2 in column 4? It's not there. It's not there because of the Knight's move, so it's there. So that's 2. That's got to be 3. These 2 are both that one. That's a 1 by Sudoku. This is not a 1 by Knight's move. Oh my goodness, Scojo, you've come up with a worldie. This is an absolute worldie. Right, 3 in row 8. It's got to be there. Can't be a Knight's move away from itself, so it can't be in this one. Okay, now I'm tempted actually to pencil mark the gaps here. What have we got left? We've got 5. That's definitely a purple digit. We've got 5, 6 and 8 into these squares. So let's just pop them in, because that means these squares are 4, 5 and 7. And I bet you we can do something. Yeah, we can get rid of 4 from this one by Knight's move. 7 from that one by Knight's move. So if that's not 4, that's not 4, that's not 5. If that's not 7, that's not 8. 6 sees that one. So that's 5. That's 4. This is therefore not 5. Whoopsie, not 5. That's not 4. Now, can we get something to see one of these others? Maybe... Oh, yes. Okay, look at that pair. Now, if this is 6, this is 5. And they're both green digits. And that would mean we've got 4 green digits in row 8. Well, we can't have 4 green digits in row 8. So that's got to be 8. That's got to be 7. That's got to be 6. That's got to be 5. And these columns are all finished. And I, for one, I think that's one of the most spectacularly lovely sort of opening sequences, honestly, that you can get. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right, that's a 9 now, look, by Sudoku. Now, what should we look at? Where should we go now? We could write 1 into that box. That would seem a very logical thing to do. We could no, we can't. 2 in that box is in one of 2 places. 1 is in one of those places. 2 is mildly restricted in box 7. I want to get that digit. What else could we do here then? We've got still that one's under fortress pressure, isn't it? Oh, no, I was going to say 9, but that doesn't work. Oh, 9 and 8. Okay, I've got a 9-8 pair in those 2 squares, so both of those are purple. Right, I see, and these are all green. Now, that cell is the same as that one, because this one sees those 2 by knight's move and Sudoku, so those 2 are actually the same. We'll give those a quick A-ing. They're both A, and A lives up here. 3, 9, 8, 7. Where's 7 in this box? And I don't really know the answer, but I can see it's in one of these 3 squares. And 7 can't go here in row 9 because of the knight's move, so 7 goes in the corner of the puzzle, and that's purple. So 7 goes in one of those 2 cells in box 1. This digit is another green digit, isn't it? That's 4, 5, 6 for the bottom row. It's okay. Oh, I see. Where's 1 in box 4? I don't. Again, it's one of these questions I don't know the answer to, but it does help because it places 1. Look, a blue digit in box 7. Okay, so what do we need? We need 2 and 4, 5, 6. So that's definitely a green digit. Can't be the 2. Oh, nearly. If either this digit goes there in box 4, because it can't go here, and it's not any of the other colours, it is a green digit. So it either goes exactly here, or it is the digit 4. And if it's the digit 4, it goes there on a fortress. And wouldn't that put 3 in the corner? So I'd be quite keen to do that. I think because if that's 4, it has to be greater than its orthogonal neighbour, so we get a 3 in the corner. It looks quite likely, doesn't it? But I can't definitively prove it. 4 in this box is mildly restricted, actually. It's in one of 3 positions. I'm not sure. Oh, 5 is up there. Yeah, I think that might be how we have to approach this. 2. Oh, I've already pencil marked it. 3, no. Oh, maybe actually. No. Oh. 3 is in one of just 2 places in box 6 because that cell sees that one. I didn't see that before. Right. So, yeah, 7 in box 5. Because this 7 here sees all 3 of those by the knight's move, and that one, I guess. So 7 is in one of 2 places, but that's going to place a 7 very prettily in box 2. And that, oh, well, that's placing 7 in the cell I thought was going to be a 4. So 7 is now in one of 2 places in box 3. But now 4... Well, now, okay, now that can't be 4 by Sudoku. There's a 4 looking at it. So this is 5 or 6, and it must go... Oh, this is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Look where it goes in this box. Can't go here, so it must go here, where it sees the digit 6 by the knight's move. So that's 5. That's 5. That's not 5 anymore. That's definitely green. 6 in this box is now in one of 2 places, which might do something for us. No. Nearly. There's a 6 in one of those 2. Okay. Now, let's think about this then. So, 3 is quite restricted in box 1. It's not in its own row. And it can't go here because it would push a 4 upwards and the fortress rule would break. So 3 is either exactly in the corner or it's there. But the other thought I was thinking about was these 3 squares, which we now know they are 1, 6 and 8 in some order, and that isn't 1 and that isn't 6. And the 8's being recalcitrant, but never mind. 6 comes out of the square that has A in it, so this is now 4 or 5. Can that be A? Maybe it can. I'm not sure. Okay. Where would be the easiest place to get a win from here? I don't know. Where is... I don't know. What do we need in column 5? We need 4, 5, 6. But we've got... I was going to say 6 is down here, and it is, but I already sort of knew that if I'd focused on it. We need... Okay, 1 of 4, 5, 6. And 8 and... 8 and 9. Okay. That feels like it's in... Yeah, okay, so 8 and 9 have to be in these squares. So 9 is in one of those 2 squares. Where's 8? One of these 2. Can we do that? If that's 8, that's 9. Would that help us or not? 9 would be in one of those 2. I'm not sure actually. Right, that digit is 8 or 9, and that is more tricky. That's 8 or 9 because it sees all the middly digits through a variety of nonsenses. It sees 6 in its box, 4 in its row, and 5 by the knight's move. So that is 8 or 9, which is a purple digit, and it's the friend of this one. Now, does that help us somehow? I don't know, actually. It may not. Okay, sorry. 4, 5, 6, 2. Right, this digit is now where I'm going to look, because exactly the same nonsenses impact this cell. It sees 4, 5, and 6 by Sudoku. It sees 1, 2, and 3 because this 1 and 3 see that cell by the knight's move, and it sees 2 in a box. So that is 8 or 9 and is high. So it's the same as that one, isn't it? Ah, it's not 9. It sees 9 by the knight's move. So that's 8, that's 9, that's 8. That's 1 now because of the way that leans into box 2. So 8 is in one of those 3 squares. 9 is here. because we have to put a 9 in this column, and we worked out it couldn't be there, which is still correct. So that's a 9. 9 is in one of these two squares. Well, these three squares are going to be helpful, aren't they? 1, 3, 6. Unless we're chocolate teapotted, which is a possibility. 3, 6, 1. Now, hang on a minute. Oh, I think we might be chocolate teapotted. 2, 4, 8, 9. So that's a 2 or a 4. Hang on. Oh, 3 can't be in the corner anymore. Oh dear, that's not a good thing. Well, it probably is for most people. It means we won't sing. I won't sing to you. Right, 3 is in one of two places actually, in row 1. This column, what does it need? 2, 4, and 6. Right, that's a 2, isn't it? I'm just going to check that. I feel 2, 4, and 6 to go. That sees 4, it sees 6. Okay, so that is 2. Therefore, that's 2. This is a 4, 6 pair into these squares. Let's make sure we keep the colouring going. These squares here are 4, 8, 9. Now, can we do that? 4 comes out of this one. 9 comes out of this one. We've got 4 or 8 in the top left-hand corner. What about that one? What about this? Oh, 8 sees that one. So that's 9. This is a 4, 8 pair now at the top. 9 is purple. 9 is in one of 3 cells in box 3. Now, how do we resolve this? Or these? I'd be quite happy with resolving. Oh, that is an interesting cell. That is a middly digit by colouring of the column, but it's not 6 or 5, so that must be 4, which means that's 4, that's 4, that's 4, that's 6, that's 6, that's 5. Boom. 4 is a green digit. We haven't put a green 5 into row 8. So these squares are 7, 2, 6. Let's put all of that in and hope. So that's not 6. Whoops. Can it be 2? Well, if it was 2, it would be useful, but I'm not sure. What about that one? No, that's not going to see anything yet, is it? It's too far away. Bother. Okay, whoopsie. What I wanted to do was that. Alright, and what are these digits? 2, 5, 7. Now, what can we get rid of here? Well, we can place 7 here, actually, so that's not 7. Whoops. This is a 2, 5 pair. Let's tidy up the pencil marking. Now, something must lean into one of these positions. It's going to be... I don't know. Hang on. 2, 5. This digit is now not 2 or 5. That's the classic knight's move technique. Because if it was 2 or 5, it would rule that digit out of that square. I'm going to use that because I might as well pencil mark it, because that's getting rid of 6 digits altogether from this square. So it's only able to be 1. Oh, it's not able to be 1. It's 3 or 4. That cell is literally only 3 or 4, and I can't colour it as a result because it crosses the entropy. Bother. Oh dear. Oh, you know what I can do here? The fortress. You can't put the 4 there because the 8 will be bigger than it and in the wrong place. Sorry. 8, 4. It's probably not going to do anything actually looking at it, but I should have seen it. Right, so now we know what these digits are. They are 2, 4, 9, I think. Well, we'll put them in and hope that we see something. That can't be. Oh, that's a 9. It sees the 2 by the knight's move, and it sees a 4 in the column. So we get a 2, 4 pair here. We can colour this digit in. That is useful. Look at the bottom of the grid. 9 and 8 go into the bottom of the grid, so that's not 8 anymore. Yeah, but we worked out that 8 and 9 were in those squares, so they now have to be over on this side. And in fact, look at that. That 9 is going to help me. So that's 9, that's 8. 8 is, oh, nearly. It's in one of two places in column 8. This square is 3 or 6. There is no way, is there? Is that surviving? Knight's moving? I think it is. I can't see whether that C's a 3 or a 6. Bother. Oh well, okay, we're going to have to find something else then. Let's think. 4 is in one of those two cells in row 5. And what do we get here? We've got a 2-4 pair. I'm not sure whether... I'm sure there's going to be a very easy win here if I just look at the right cell. It's going to be... Actually, I don't know where it's going to be. I'm not sure. 1, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's not 8. It's not 7. Can we do better than that? I'm not sure. That's not 8. This one is not 1. Actually, there are a couple of reasons why. Oh, I see. No. Let's go back to that one. That can't be 6. There's a 6 in one of those two. So if this is 6, you can't place 6 at all in box 2. That's lovely. It's not difficult, but I just didn't see it. So that's... Okay, what is that doing? Well, it's placing 1 here. That's the blue digit. So maybe we carry on with this column, do we? 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Is there any to that one maybe? 2, 3, 5. Yeah, 2, 3, 5. It's not 3 actually, is it? So it's 2. Oh, there's a 2, 5 pair. Okay, can we resolve those? I don't know, but I've got 1, 3 and 4 to place in this row, so that is a 1 or a 4. And the upshot of that, please let it see something. I don't believe it. No. Okay, sorry, that didn't work. I felt sure that was going to work. Okay, maybe the top row then? 3, 5, 6, 8. Oh yeah, look at that one. Because that sees the 6, 8 pair, so it can be neither 6 nor 8, sorry. So that square is 3 or 5. Although I can't immediately see which of those it is. Okay, so, alright, let's try this one in desperation. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. So it's 2, 5, 6, 7. But what does it see? It does see 7. Can we make it see anything else? 2, 5, 6. I don't know. I'm not sure it does. I mean, that would be... Oh, it wouldn't be a deadly pattern, would it? Because of the knight's move. So it's probably going to be one of these digits down here is seeing something by a knight's move, and I've just not spotted it. Or maybe that one. That would be a very helpful digit. Is that seeing anything? Is that seeing anything? Is that seeing anything? No! Oh dear. Okay. Let's try somewhere else. Where should we look next? Okay, let's try the top row again. 3, 5s, 6s and 8s. So that digit in the corner is 5 or 6. And this is... See, I think that's got all the options. 3, 5, 6 and 8. Oh, not 5, I suppose. So 5 is in... Okay, so that can't be 5. And... Oh, it's not the fortress, is it? No, the fortress we've dealt with. We've dealt with the fortress. All we've got to do is deal with something else. And it is... I have had puzzles in the past where I've totally sort of got to this sort of point, and then I've just not spotted a very simple knight's move trick, and it is totally and utterly infuriating. So if I'm in that position now, it wouldn't shock me, but it would appall me. It would absolutely appall me. There we go, this one. If that's a 2, you can't put 2 in row 5. So that is a 7. In fact, we could have seen that 7 in this column is actually placed. So that's 2, 6 pair now. Oh, so there is a sort of X-swing on 2s, because 2 in this column is definitely in that domino. So is that useful? Is that 7 useful? Where is 7? No, it doesn't work. I mean, 7 in this box is in one of those 2 squares. That is certainly true. But I'm not sure it is helpful. Oh dear. Oh, please don't get... I don't want to have the fear. I really don't want to have the fear. Okay, I have almost pencil marked everything as well. That is shocking, isn't it? What about... Oh, okay, that is... Black cells, I sometimes overlook those. Black given digits. Can we do something clever with that? Can we do something clever with this 6? I feel like 6s might be helpful. 6 is in one of those 2 cells. Is there some 6 leaning into any of these? I don't think there is, actually. I'm not sure. Alright, let's look at this column again. So this is 3 or 5. So 2 and 6 have to be down here. So 6 is in one of those 2 cells in this column. Alright, I'm going to have to do it, aren't I? I'm going to have to pencil mark everything, I think. We'll start with this cell. Right, what can that be? It can't be 2 because we've got this X-wing on 2s. So it is not 1, 2, 3 or 4. Is it 5? No, it's not 5 because that would knock 5 out of there. Maybe this square is the one. So it's 6 or so. It's 7. It's a naked single. It can't be 6 because 6 in this column is in one of those squares. Now that might be helpful, you know, because that seems to place 7 here. So those 2 both become purple. And has that done anything? That's a good question. The answer is I don't know. I feel like it might have done. Okay, 1, 2, 5, 6 into this square. I'm just going to put in all the options. I can see it can't be 1. It can't be 2 because of this X-wing. So it's 5 or 6. Isn't that a pair there then? Yeah, that's going to do it. So there's a 5, 6 pair in column 9, making this 2, this 6, this 2, this 4, this 1. Okay, there we go. 3, 6, 1. 3, 4. Okay, I'm confident now. 5, 6 in the corner. 5, 2, 2, 5, 6. And we're going to get left. Oh no, we're not. 8, 8, 6, 3. Oh, and the puzzle's just got finished there at the end by dint of a little bit of knights moving and a little bit of Sudoku. So 4s are green, 5s are green, 6s are green, 8s are purple, and I absolutely love that. That was a worldie. It's a worldie, a real worldie. Just a joy from start to finish. Scojo's come up with something just perfect. That is a perfect variant Sudoku, and I absolutely loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.